Ryu and Ken might have identical hurt boxes. I've never... I'm not aware of any differences between them. Akuma's is a little different, Sean's is a little different. And that's just for their, like, general neutral stuff. The way they interact with juggles and just their standing animation and, like, little quirks. Look, it's another Akuma. We're on a roll today. Anti-air light DP, that's... I call Dudley's anti-air good. That is not what I would consider one of his good anti-airs. If I said Dudley's anti-air is good, it would not even occur to me to say light DP. My cat does not exist, so that's kind of a sensitive question for me right now. I've gone back to being a non-cat owner. Ooh, failed super, I presume? Is this volume kind of loud? I can't tell. It's like a little loud for me, but it always is. Jump in Tatsu on a grounded opponent. I heard an upper. Dudley started to do an upper. I believe Dudley's EXDP has regular old boring total body invincibility. Okay. Oh, there we go. Look, he's doing ATR light DP. Look, it's to beat the jump in Tatsus. Now I understand. And by that I mean, but it worked. Of all the things that Dudley has that he probably shouldn't have that. It's not his most broken thing, but it sure is annoying. I don't like that it's there. Towards medium kick, confirm super. Holy moly, that was beautiful. Oh my fucking god. What a round. These two must play a lot, or this Dudley must just be very strong. Perhaps both. Close roundhouse is kind of underutilized by Akuma players, I feel. It is an overhead. It's kind of got a good hitbox too, I think. It's always good against stuff I do. Very hard to parry that post freeze. Funny looking parry there. Is that jump jab? I feel like I never even see Deadly players touch that. Wake up demon! Got him. I got hit by a wake up demon recently. Bro said close jab into crouch fierce. Alex players literally just do anything. Alex has the most jank toolset imaginable. He had a juggle there, I think. It's weird though, because he got a weird hit. He got the first hit only instead of the second hit only. So he took relatively longer to recover. I feel like Alex has a shitty kit, and Alex players play like he has a good kit. That's it. That's the word I would use to describe him. Alex has like 3.5 good tools. I would say Stand Fierce is good. The car throw is good. EX Splash Drop is good. Is that it? That might be it. Maybe it's just 3. Someone brought that up to me recently, but I don't know any details about it. I remember when Mario 64 decomp was a big deal. Now we're just decomping everything. I've been playing Mario 64 Kaiser recently. Not on stream. I haven't played that game in like 10 years. Nice. Someone recently told me about Dragon's Dogma 1 getting a, there's some guy working on a multiplayer mod. You can, like, play as someone else's pawn in their version of the game. And I gotta say, if they ever make Dragon's Dogma 1 but multiplayer, I will literally never play anything else. Whoa. I literally played a ROM hack just the other day. It was Pokemon Fire Red, but all the text was in Esperanto. I kind of want to go back and play more of that because I've done a ridiculous amount of Esperanto studying since I did the first stream. And now there are words I've interacted with regularly that I didn't know when I first saw. Wow, I didn't think that was going to combo. Like, I kept running into, I think, the word, tui? Or tute. Mi tute bezonas. Tute is, like, completely. Or wholly. I feel like I played a new Mario 64 ROM recently. I didn't stream Lud's Delightful Dioramas. It was made by the creator of Mario 74. It's very recent compared to that one. 74 was a very old game. Very early ROM hack. And Dioramas was actually fucking peak. I don't think I streamed it. Nice! Bro said no. Into the heat of battle. Go for it. We're all Q stands here, right? Everyone here's a Q lover. I don't know if there's any third strike player who dislikes Q. He's kind of like a perfect mismatch of things to like. You got this super weird character that's unique to this specific game. He's like a low-tier hero. He goes hard with the parries because he gets such high reward from landing like single parries. He's had like very great specialized players. He's kind of, him being weak kind of makes him fun to fight too, if I'm being honest. It's more fun to fight a low tier than a high tier. There, I said it. The people who play him all seem to like playing him. And I gotta admit he's kind of fun too. Charge moves don't really work in a parry game. But Q has, because they don't really work, Q has some very satisfying combos. When you have those moments where you can just do like the close medium kick, dash punch super. It just feels great to hit in this game. Nice little punish. Oh, slaps didn't even hit. I don't mind watching Dudley sweep juggles, but I hate eating them. Charge Petition, to the best of my knowledge, is completely exclusive to this game. I can confirm without a shadow of a doubt that at the very least it doesn't work in Street Fighter 4, 5, and 6. I've been told that some component of charge partitioning works in Smash Ultimate for Terry's Rising Uppercut specifically. However, I cannot verify that because I don't play Smash. No, Red. Shake my head. Final round. Now. I've never seen a Q player hit Stand Fierce this much. Nice punish. When I used to go to the esports arena in Santa Ana, there was a Smash playing on the big screen all the time. And there was a Luigi player there. Username Elegant or something. Very nice. And I found his Luigi to be quite beautiful. I don't normally... I mean, watching Smash Ultimate is okay for me. Depends on what character's on the screen. But Luigi's one of those characters, so I'm like, damn, this is kind of nice. Combo machine. He reminds me of Aura, where his neutral looks a little suspect, but then as soon as he hits you, he just murders you. Aura's neutral is not actually a suspect. Well, it's hard to describe. Aura's neutral has some gaping holes. He's not fundamental. Look at that. Slipping jab. Mr. X-Ray. 1 kilogram of steel. First of all, MRIs are not X-ray. They are not they do not emit any kind of radiation. Second of all, I'm pretty sure that steel is ferromagnetic, given that one of the 2 ingredients of steel is iron. So it would probably rocket your body towards the X-ray machine. I mean the MRI machine. That would be my guess. I mean, 1 kilogram is not a lot. I mean, it's a lot to ingest, but it's not a lot in terms of weight. It weighs 1 kilogram. You're pulled with more force, the more metal it is. Magnets pull harder on things that are bigger. Or something. There's more to pull, would be more accurate. But it might still kill you, I don't know. That could have been a big punish, but he got a demon flip on accident. These uppercuts instead of supers. What if you had a CT, but instead of the disc spinning, you spun the patient? What do you guys think of my idea? Someone look at the RPMs of a CT machine. We would need to match that. We would need to have the patient hit those same RPMs. Ugh! Okay, that time we got it. I guess bro wanted to stand strong into a DP cancel or something, but he accidentally got towards strong. Towards strong is not a button Dudley usually hits in this game. Dudley's a character where it really seems like he has every possible normal you could ever need. But then you parry, like, you low parry at mid-range, and it's like, okay, now what? Sometimes you can do, like, a ducking super. Or, like, there. That kind of scenario. Sometimes you have time to walk in and get a closer range punish. But it's a scenario he's weirdly kind of uniquely bad at compared to a lot of other characters in this game. I think the double DP combo is really cool. Yes, I watched the Alex versus Alex footage. Oh yes, version A. Does it have something to do with unblockables? I thought they were still in the PS2 version. I thought they like removed for Dreamcast and then re-added her. I don't remember. It was difficult. It's a difficult comeback. Prepare to strike now. That might have been a punish. When you neutral jump and like hit a button midair, you have a little bit of landing recovery. I mean any jump. But that low sharp might have hit it. Okay, you know, he got all 5 hits. Oh, is that Dizzy? No. That's probably gonna hit, yeah. Because he had a button. OE had something weird? I didn't know that. I thought OE was an honest port, apart from the dishonest superbar links. Superbar, by the numbers, superbar works identically in OE to normal game, but they made all the meters shorter, so it's very disorienting to my eyes. This game doesn't have clear cutoffs with its EXs, so you really need to know about this stuff. You're just evaluating the length of the bar. Obviously it flashes if you have an EX. But sometimes you want to have 2 bars, or like a bar and a half, and you want to make sure you don't go under 1 bar or something like that. Could have been cancelled. They were very on the fence about whether to rebalance OE. The main change they were considering, because it's kind of like just a really good change, was the normals building meter on whiff. And at the last hour, they decided not to change it. But I know it was floated during development. Additionally, they added it as a dip switch. It was the only new dip switch, I think. Nice. The thing is, it's not the most broken thing in the game. You know, there are things much more broken than normals building meter on whiff. But one, it kind of makes the game more turtley. You know, when Chun-Li's running away and whiffing normals, or when Yun's running away and whiffing normals. And two, it's not universally exploited by the cast. It just happens to be a thing that most of the top tiers have that a lot of the bottom tiers don't. I mean, everyone can whiff normals to build meter, but if you look at, like, you know, Chun-Li whiffing back Fierce or Dudley whiffing Samurai House, it's much faster than anything like 12 can whiff. Hi. So there were a lot of changes they could have made to make the balance better, but that was a thing most people didn't really care about. They wouldn't have cared if it was removed, and it probably would have made the game better, and it probably would have made the game more balanced. Are you ready? Go. Or doesn't have a particularly good normal to whiff to build meter. He's not a weak character though. Or is a strong character. The only port of 3S where I really feel a significant time difference is 30th anniversary. I should say, it doesn't feel that significant, but it's enough that I can feel it. Are you ready? Go! Hit him on the ground. I wish they just brought Online Edition to, like, consoles instead of doing what they did with 30th. Ugh. What was that? But it's supposed to be low parry back medium kick, maybe? Oh, something like that. When you low parry, the opponent will often be crouching if your parry works. Which is why he did back medium kick into snake bite or whatever it's called. Half circle forward kick. I didn't know you were talking about the speed of the game, like frame skip or whatever. I don't know, it all feels the same to me in terms of how the game looks. People tend to say that arcade has the lowest input leniency, which I believe is true. I think someone said, like, Fightcade with Run Ahead has even lower input latency, but I don't know about that. I don't know how that works. I got Chobani Flips, s'mores here. Working on that Prince of Persia style game. Yes, but very slowly. I've got one fully designed level. And no art. Very little art. I would like, before releasing a demo with the fully designed level, to have a fully modeled player character. And by that I mean fully sprited. Open to some playtests. You can already playtest the one that I've released, if you want, if you haven't already. The stealth demo is the most recent one I released, and that was quite a while ago now. Remy can't even punish that super hard. Goofy character. Where's the link? Ooh. That's a tricky one. I'd probably need to re-upload it. Are you in my Discord? Or do you follow me on Blue Sky or something? Or here, you can just message me here. Any place where you have me, you can just message me. And say, hey, give me the link and I'll get it to you. And then if you want to be sweet, you can record yourself playing it and put it up somewhere. Oh, grab him. Oh, it wasn't fast enough. Maybe he was mid-dash. Yeah. Input data, the game already has a built-in input viewer, so I can see what people input. It's just the top of the screen all the time. I think I've only had like one person get seriously stuck. Ugh. Twitter? I don't have Twitter. Did I say Twitter? My Twitter's gone, it's kaput.
Fighters ready. Engage.
That was the Ida gene, wasn't it? I'm not very versed on the Yun arts. I believe that to be the Maida gene. Whoa, it's being smart detection. Yes, that's exactly what happened. The everything app TM. Elon Musk has measurably made my life worse in several different ways. Like, there are a lot of, like, you know, billionaires stealing wealth from the population. But on, like, 2 separate occasions, Elon Musk has ruined my day-to-day specifically. And one of them was his pollution of the X app, the Twitter app. He has just truly made it extremely dramatically worse. Bots are way up. The kind of people that hung around there were a lot worse. More like just straight up Nazi shit. And I'm not even talking about like, oh my god, like they're right, they must be Nazis. No, it was like actual Nazi shit that I was seeing. Like exterminate the Jews level stuff.
Are you ready?
Make a Blue Sky just to poke me? You could just message me here. There's a messaging on this. On Twitter. I mean not on Twitter, on Twitch. Hi. A 3S question. I can maybe answer it, no promises. If it's an oral question, I probably could get it. I'm actually a little baby and I don't know anything about this game.
You win.
Ew, this yogurt looks like it's separated a little bit.
Into the heat of battle.
What's the expiration date? March 4th. That's yesterday. Oh, that's close enough. I'm gonna eat it. Still tastes good. That EX flash kick was probably a punish. But what's funny is you could have had a much better punish.
Fighters ready.
You get a reset after attacks, but some attacks hit so quickly that they hit before the air reset can happen. Actually, a lot of characters can do it, but most of them, Akuma's is like the most useful one. But like Ryu, for example, can juggle close light punch into EXDP. You would never do that, but it's there. I think Aura has a way to use it somewhere with like EX uppercut. Remy actually has it too. He can do it with his jab short target combo. The jab should air reset, but the short hits before the air reset can happen. Just a third strike juggle quirk. The air resets happen after. There's like a little juggle period before the air reset.
Are you ready? Go.
Yeah, it needs to be really fast. So it's usually just cancels into attacks that hit almost immediately. Or chains. Oh, you know, Alex with his stand strong at the EX knee actually does the same thing, doesn't it? I have played against him. I have a very good highlight of me landing a very bizarre combo on him. We went very back and forth. He's a very strong player. One of the best Necro players I've ever played. Maybe number one.
Final round. Now.
I think he had the most raw skill of any Necro player I've ever played. But he wasn't like... He wasn't playing the matchup the most effectively of any Necro I've ever played. You know? With Aura, that happens to me a lot. You probably wouldn't even think about that if you played a character that was common like Ken. But sometimes you play people who are skilled but not great in the matchup, and sometimes you play people who are not great in the matchup but are skilled. Or, you know, the inverse. Sometimes you play people who are not skilled but are great in the matchup. There you go. Back when I used to go to the esports arena, there was a player there, Carfail, who was quite strong, but also very strong at the Makoto versus Aura matchup specifically. And then Arlai started coming to a few of the later ones. And he's better now than he was then. I think he was out of practice then. But when I used to play him then, he was like a better player who was less skilled in the matchup. But now he's like a better player who's also more skilled in the matchup, so I just get cooked.
Fighters ready. Engage.
Yeah, I finished my... Oh, that low forward into up kicks. The low forward should reset. There's actually a lot of examples of attacks that should reset that are just juggling. Nice. This is a comeback Remy can actually make. Rare footage. The meter in this matchup is just brutal for Remy. Hard to build. Easy for Yen to build. He gets more with his meter than you get. That close medium kick confirm is killer though. Hard to do anything here, yeah. Jump leg kick was probably the single best thing he could have done. And then he didn't have a combo, of course. I got hit by Dagger G likes that sequence. The delayed low short flash kick on wake up. Or even the early low short flash kick on wake up. It's a much better idea than it looks. I agree. That would have been a good change for them. Honestly, it wouldn't have even changed that much because I feel like they rarely... I can't use my good dizzy options against the twins. The way Dizzy was handled in Third Strike is kind of interesting. I like that it's very non-uniform. They made Dizzy uniform in like Street Fighter 4, 5, and 6. Like everyone just when they get about the same, if they get like 2.5 sequences in a row, they get a stun. In Third Strike, there's just characters who stun all the time and characters who never stun. It felt like Dizzy was another like factor that like, and especially because it's often on low tiers with the high Dizzy output, it felt like Dizzy was another factor that they could bounce around. SF5 stun is kind of interesting in how integrated it was to gameplay. I feel like Dizzy's happened a lot in that game because defense was so bad. Ooh. That's safe. Oh, he went for the parries, and he fucked it up. I believe that to be red parry for the first one, but I could be wrong. That being said, in terms of red parries, it's an easy one. You have a clear indication of when to press. I was watching some SF5 at work today on my phone. It was a pretty light day at work, so I was able to do shit like that. Parry jab. It was my first time watching SF5 in a while. I saw a Luke player, and it was like, oh yeah, Luke, with that proto drive system. I always knew that whatever weird mechanic Luke had was going to be the core mechanic of SF6, but it's kind of funny now that we know what the core mechanic of SF6 is, seeing it. It's also funny thinking about the ways Knuckles worked in that game compared to SF6. I think the Luke we got in SF6 is really cool. He's actually one of my favorite characters, both to play and to watch. SF5 Nash. I didn't like Nash in the beginning. I liked him quite a lot at the end. His V-Trigger 2 was really cool. And when they buffed his V-Trigger, I mean his V-Skill 1, I like the buffs it got. And his TCs got more interesting. Nash became very interesting late in the game, I think. I found his V-Trigger 1 to be very uninteresting. Especially the way that people typically used it. I think he didn't even have a 3-frame for a while, right? And then he got like the stand short 3-frame, and then he got like the changes to the short forward TC. I think Nash was originally never strong. Like, yeah, he won the first Evo, but I think he just the hardest of any character. Oh, there was the TC getting the air reset juggle. I think more so than any other character in the game, he exploited the lag. Remember the 8 frames of input lag? He had a lot of stuff that, like, really just, relied on that to work. And then once they fixed the lag, it was... He never recovered from that, and they nerfed him too. Nash's overhead being as strong as it was. Remember that? Remember when they nerfed the shit out of overheads? Remember universal -6 on block overheads? When overheads don't combo into anything, that really just feels terrible. I think that my favorite overhead style is like in this game for most characters, where the overhead doesn't lead to anything, but it's like pretty safe. My favorite kind of overhead is something like probably like Alex. Alex overhead is very satisfying. It's difficult to react to. It doesn't lead to shit. The damage is okay. Like, it's just good enough to get you occasionally blocking high.
You win. Are you ready? Go.
-6 on block overheads is truly awful. Just an absolutely terrible way to do them. I can't imagine Akuma's towards strong being unthrowable as an accident. It's such a weird little tool to give him.
Fighters ready. Engage.
I can only presume they did it with Kara Demon in mind, but I don't know that. Nice. I think overheads being rewarding removes the main idea of an overhead. I mean, not rewarding, reactable. I think they should be on the cusp. I don't even really like them being reactable, but I like them being slow. I think a 15 frame overhead is okay, depending on how what its range is like and what it leads to. It shouldn't really lead to anything in my book. Ryu's got a fun overhead to use. Ryu's is very nuanced, because I think it is 15 frames. It's quite good, quite fast, almost very, very difficult to react to. But then if you want to combo out of it, you've got to do it meaty. And if you want to get like an actual meaty you can combo out of, you need it to be like really meaty. And the meatier it is, effectively the more startup it has, because you're hitting later in the attack animation. So all those, you know, previous active frames become startup frames. That's fun. That's really cool. Every now and then you just see a Ryu player hit that super deep towards strong into the forward super or something like that.
Are you ready? Go.
There needs to be some component of unreactability in fighting games, or else people can just have perfect defense against each other. And I think overheads that don't lead to any combo is a very small and safe way to provide that. Like, you can have other ways to do it too in the same game. Like how throws are unreactable in Street Fighter is unnecessary evil. Got him again. Alright, this time low. Didn't matter. No mix-up, mix-up. I mean, there was a mix-up. Remy didn't tech, though. Double players do that jump early roundhouse to catch Youth teching a throw. Nice. I was gonna say I think Chun-Li was the actual top tier of early SF5. Nash was a fake. Ryu and Ken, it's hard to say. They probably were top tier, but also I don't know. People were kind of playing them the most. I don't know if that makes them feel good or bad, actually. When SF6 was doing its little beta, I thought Ryu and Ken were the weakest characters. It's funny thinking back on that now, because Ken ended up being, like, top tier. But I think it's just because of matchup unfamiliarity. It takes a long time to become familiar with a matchup. People underrate that all the time. Oof. Not a good punish though. He hit neutral medium kick. Probably wanted back medium kick, medium hook or something.
Are you ready? Go.
People always ask me what I think about a character's tier very early on in the character's release, and it's just like, well, we don't know. No one has a good idea of a character's tier in the first, like, 2 months that they're out. Usually not even after. There are a lot of characters, even in SF6 right now, where their tier is not well understood. Just because the characters don't see a whole lot of play by high-level players.
Final round. Go.
Even someone like Lily, who's theoretically very low depth, I don't think we've seen pushed to their limit. Even players like Hibiki or Koji. Who's another? Are not pushing her to her absolute. They're not using every tool she has. Love that juggle. Jump back strong.
You win.
Whoa, video ended.
Now,
I got another one.
find a new rival. Welcome to the world of street fighting.
I actually low-key think Lily was buffed a lot by the medium DP buff.
Fighting ready.
I think people underrate that. People act like Lily never gets changed. But actually she's had some really freaking good buffs. Oof. It's a punish on the forward dash. Ooh, that was nice. Necro can actually still super cancel even if he gets parried, so it's a little risky to push a button there. That being said, with Super 1, it'll beat what you do. But with Super 3, you can actually either trade or even beat him outright if you press a button after parrying that. So Super 1 is much more dangerous in that scenario than Super 3 is. Super 1 is really not touched by Necro players these days, and I think it's very underrated. I think it's about as good as Super 3, maybe slightly worse. In this matchup, I would pick Super 3 because of the Dizzy Bar. But there are a lot of matchups where you could pick Super 1, I think it's better. I personally, as an Aura player, am more afraid of Super 1 than Super 3, and it's not close. I think versus Aura specifically, it's a pretty clear one. Aura's hard to Dizzy, SA1 controlling his movement is nice. You just don't get that many opportunities for Super 3. You get more for Super 1 and, you know. Dizzy's not really a factor.
Engage.
Hugo, I think, even now, most Necro players play SA1 versus Hugo. Nice. If a Ruby player is patient, it really is quite a nightmare navigating his little fireball gauntlet.
Now.
Even in matchups where he can't fireball zone very well, he can still fireball zone kind of well. Remy's low Light of Virtue is kind of just a good fireball. In a game that's kind of devoid of them. Close Fierce. Hi. This Fierce reward is not super high. You don't actually see Remy players touch it very often. It cancels amusingly. You don't really have a good thing to cancel into. Super, technically possible. Almost no one does close Fierce cancel super. Usually you see close medium kick confirm link super. It's much easier to do, and I think the damage is actually like the same. No, I don't like it. Oh, it worked. He committed. That didn't combo from the jump in. It might have been able to, but I don't think it did in that instance.
Fighting ready.
Hi.
Engage.
You should jump medium kick. Yo, it's Alex's lariat? It's hilarious how bad that normal is in this game. I mean, it's not horrible, it's just it's very unimpressive. You don't really see people. You see 2 contexts where people use it, or like 3. First of all, it's this car throw button. And that's probably the single best thing it does. Like, by far, it's not close. And then the other 2 were both just like situational juggles. Oh, looks good. Beauty. You have 2 frames to hit that link. It's only, I think, 1 frame for SA1. But you can piano it, so it's not that hard.
Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
It's one of the best cars in the game. Alex's throw range is already above average. And then with that Kara, it goes into absurd territory. It's not the biggest car throw in the game, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's like the 4th or 5th biggest. Chun-Li's is bigger. Q's is bigger. I think Elena's is bigger, and then it might be Alex. Of like the good car throws. There's some like really situational or weird car throws that are technically bigger, but you'll never see them. Like off of crouching normals and stuff.
Fighters ready. Engage.
Alex was looking pretty cool. I like his animations. I like that one command grab, EX command grab, that leads to the Super 2 cancel, and he like puts you on his shoulder. I was enjoying that animation a lot. This level 1 being a little tackle is cute. Ooh, hitbox. Cold Blue Kick is surprisingly hard to parry. I feel like I never hit it. It's like coming at me and it seems like it's all reactable and shit, and then I press and then he just hits me. It always hits a couple frames before I think it will. Maybe he meant like drive rush and then do lariat from drive rush. Or is it not a move that you can do in neutral? It's got a new input or something. Yeah, it doesn't have like a stance. I haven't been doing my Alex research in SF6. He's got that Marduk stance where he tackles you. Wow. Sad. Fireball, form, radical, function radical. Alex Lariat is a fireball. Oop. Love that juggle. Oh, the red parry and the punish. Oh, well, some of the punish. Dudley players be hitting the hardest combos imaginable and then drop the easy ones. So what's the current going on with Tekken 8? I just know that everyone hates it. I know Street Fighter is doing the Luigi wins by doing nothing right now in the fighting game community. I know they made that change where you like lose health to take a throw. And I think people don't really like the meter systems and all that too, right? I watched Tekken 8 recently, and I don't even know who the characters were. I was like, shit, they've been adding a bunch. Where's Negan? I need someone I recognize. Where's Negan? They should put more Walking Dead characters into Tekken.
Are you ready? Go.
Noctis I get. Geese and Akuma I get wholeheartedly. Negan will just forever go down in history. It's just like a what the fuck. Too aggressive. Well,
Wait. Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
true block string. Oh, that's the kind of thing that Alex should have. I always thought it was quite cool after they buffed the drive damage on Geef. It feels like that should just be a way that characters can be good. Marisa should melt your drive bar too. And honestly, maybe Lily should.
Fighters ready. Engage.
You can say whatever here. I think people underrate Lily. Her biggest sin is being a little uninteresting. Well, there's more facets to her than people realize, I think. She has the third strike Chun-Li problem, where one tool is so much better than the others that she feels one-dimensional because people just use the one tool over and over. And there is nuance there, but, you know. If you just play neutral with a Crush Fierce with a Drive Rush buffered in it.
Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
You can already go quite far with there. I wish her 4-frame was a bit bigger, but there's a lot of things about Lily that are bad, but it's like by design, and it's okay. I made some patch predictions on the blue sky. My prediction is that Jury will get a slew bust for no reason and will become top 1. Heard it here first. Just an abrupt top 1 Jury. Jury already sees less play than you would think for how good she is. I think she's like maybe even a top 5 character. I don't know what my top 5 is. I would say Mai's in there somewhere. I would say JP's in there. Already drawing blank. Ed, that is in there. That's it. The game is balanced apart from those 3. Shotos, you know Ryu, he's pretty good. Ken and Akuma, they feel all right. I didn't know Sagat was considered good. He's kind of good, I think. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about Sagat. Or Viper. Don't ask me about those characters. I don't think Ryu is at a problematic place balance-wise. But I will say, looking at his Hashogeki, I watched Ryu players use that move, and I just think quietly to myself, they probably shouldn't have given him this. This is maybe a bit much. That move you can really just turn off your brain. I remember when Ryu was a thoughtful character. Just kidding. Ryu's never been thoughtful. Who are the top three? Are they the characters I mentioned? Is it JP, Mai, Ed? Not in that order. That's my top three. We're all talking about 6. JP, Mai, Ed in that order. I don't know which order I would use. I really think Ed is quite strong. Ooh! Oh, he dropped it. I love that combo. That's not easy. A lot of factors too. No, we finish. Jump jab. Oh, he almost had it. I'm a big Ed believer. Bro came in and said Society. You ever seen the movie Society? It's good. Go watch it. Go watch the movie Society, but don't look up anything about it before watching it. Just watch it. Of all the movies you could ever see blind, Society is one of them. Ah. Cool. Well, it didn't combo. He was too far out. Grabbed a ducking. Oh, you're going for the juggle. That often lowers damage. I think there's a couple grabs like that in Tekken, where like theoretically they do so and so damage, but they don't do any damage if you juggle out of them. I think Bob has one, right? But in that game you can tech roll your landing, so it's better to get the juggle. You probably get more meter build too. Bro, Ken is right there. That's the third strike character. I do like that Ken really got defined by his third strike version. Ever since then, we've had to confirm with target combo Ken. Oh. No alpha characters? Is that true? I feel like there's one, but I can't think. Strange thought. Excuse me. I like that they reinvent the wheel with Chun-Li every game. And SF6 Chun-Li just gave us all the Chun-Lis in one character. They just compressed her entire thing. There's a lot of freaking Chun-Li and Chun-Li. I will day one buy the Sakura Den patch. They will come together. They will be a package deal. And I'm here for it. Chun-Li has like surprisingly few new normals in SF6, which is really funny to think about. Sounds like it could be a funny video concept, actually, where I don't even have to say anything. I just show off like all the different games Chun-Li came from. every Chun-Li normal, and then like, you know, its debut. Nice. When you parry, but they just EXDP anyway. I was watching a YouTube video today, and the Kerning song from Kerning from Maple Story started playing as background music in the video, and I was just like, God damn. They need to hurry up and make Classic World. I'm getting tired of waiting for it. I hate that I just played Maple Story for 2 years in middle school, so now I have to play it every year for the rest of my life. So annoying. That was probably a punish, right? I know that move can be minus. I don't know how minus it can be. Delta Rune. No. I'm waiting patiently for Delta Rune to come out. Then I will beat it. Unfortunately, it's taking a lot longer than I thought. Functionally, it's already several games to the best of my knowledge. I wonder what they were actually thinking with Rolanto's upside down kick. It's such a weird thing to give him. What's the funniest normal in the franchise? I gotta think about that. Why am I picturing Darkstalkers normals while trying to think of funny normals? I pictured, like, Victor's attacks. Oro Sweet Penis Frame? You know, that's a damn good answer. I didn't even think about Oro. Yeah, they're in the franchise, they count. I always had a soft spot that, Sodom's down hard kick goes so low that it low profiles Sagat's low tiger shot. It actually has the lowest low profile in the game by far. It's like less than half the height of the next lowest profile. Sodom just randomly becomes like 5 pixels tall when doing his freaking down roundhouse. I didn't even know a character said fucking game. So like they're in a throw whiff or something? Is it during story mode? Oh, you know Mika when she does the fast butt bomb in Alpha 3, and then she rubs her butt when she lands. Thinking of whiff animations, that's interesting. I always like that Abigail takes like an hour to whiff his super. But there's nothing funny about the animation, it's just funny that it's minus like 108 or whatever. His super takes so long to whiff that after you block it, you can like forward dash and neutral jump. And it's still a punish.
Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
G-taunt. I believe it's just his idle animation rather, and not a taunt. Oh, Jamie says fuck if he whiffs command throw. Oh. I didn't know that. Nice and safe. No red parry attempt, and then just punishing with the absolute easiest fast punish. Reversal super. You know it's gonna hit in time. You know it's gonna kill. Oh, it's Elena.
Prepare to strike.
Elena's quite strong in this matchup in my experience, as the occasional Elena player. Her dizzy output is actually a pretty big deal here. And also she's very short and she doesn't really struggle to navigate the fireballs that much. Her mix-up is also just very obnoxious for Remy, and her normals do well against his. Jamie has a super where people try and punch him. There's a few supers like that actually, more than you would guess. DP probably would work there, it looked like he went for it. Elena's, this is like the only time Elena... Whoa, Roundhouse just dodged a low tiger shot. A low light of virtue. Elena's purity in this game is really cool. She just has fuck all for combos. Her only like good combo of like low strong super. There's no, like technically a single hit confirms, but there's no mix up tied to it. And the single hit confirm is quite difficult. So she's just riding good hitboxes and like decent single hit damage and high dizzy output. And a good car throw. So she's got like super good neutral options, but then like nothing is overly rewarding, generally speaking. But she still has that one option if you know, if you have a DP blocked against her, she still can fuck you up. It really feels like when Elena beats you in this game, you deserved it. Well designed in that way. Oh, no super. No super. That's not a super duper hard confirm. It's not free. The low profile is grim now. Okay, somehow got it. That was so bad whiffing that fierce.
Final round. Now.
It's very satisfying to just car throw. Roundhouse? Fierce. Roundhouse is a pretty good button. Fierce is not so good of a button. Oh, he got stand strong and didn't cancel it. He probably wanted low strong. Also spinning beat. Didn't even notice that. Very irregular super pick. This is Elena's least picked super, although it's still okay. Elena has no bad super. Okay. Alright, let's get the Elena again. Just bring her back.
Now.
Damn it, it's Yon.
Prepare to strike.
No, I would pick Super 2. I don't like Super 3 versus Remy, but 1 or 2 are both okay. SA2 is miserable if it hits midair. SA1 is okay. And then SA2 is a little stronger on grounded connect. And that's basically their only differences. SA2 does a bit more damage and the meter's a bit longer, so that kind of evens out. You don't get a whole lot of super opportunities. Or versus Remy, I usually pick stones. You could go either way for that one as well. And stones, a single stones combo usually just murders Remy, especially with this low dizzy output. You've got a very good chance of dizzying him. And you can't cross him over in the corner, so the unblockables are a little bit more picky than they are in other matchups. He's also tall and narrow, which makes cross-ups against him a little bit more annoying. You want someone to be short and fat with cross-ups, and Remy is the opposite on both fronts. Nice. Unblockable.
You win. Fighters ready. Engage.
Blue Nocturne is very funny. I gotta pee. I drank a pint of juice right before starting the stream. I'll be right back. Shortest, fattest character in the game? The shortest, I think, are the twins and Oro. Probably Oro. Fattest is hard to say. Maybe Makoto or something. Makoto is quite fat. Let me think. Fattest character in the game? I don't know. Probably Makoto. Be right back. Q is actually pretty narrow.
Into the heat of battle. Go for it. Now. Prepare to strike. Now.
I was gone in 2 seconds. For 2 seconds. And the Necro player's already gone. What happened? Was it a fucking wash? Hugo is wide, but he's tall. Hugo's probably the #1 widest character. I can only presume it was the on blowout.
Strike. Now.
Ooh. No confirm. Roundhouse Super is not free. If you're ready for it, like after a parry or something like that, it's reliable. But if it happens at like some unexpected time, it can be quite tricky. Ooh, optimal damage start. She could die here.
You win. Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, he went for the side swap. Why does no one play Elena? Not a question to answer. There are other characters who are worse than her than people play. I don't know. No, he's got a point though.
Are you ready? Go.
Elena is underplayed for how strong she is. So is Ibuki, for the record. The thing is, a lot of the low tiers that people play a lot, such as Hugo and Alex, are kind of archetypal. That's not that Elena isn't archetypal. Archetypical. Ooh, nice confirm. But you're really struggling for a grappler in this game.
Final round. Now.
Yeah, if you want to play like a real 360 grappler, you got Hugo and nothing else. If you want to play a grappler that's good, you also have Makoto, I guess. But that's about it. Nice. But there are actually like quite a few characters in this game that can kind of do what Elena does. Elena's good at it. At that thing. People often compare Elena's neutral to Chun-Li's. They're kind of like similar and different. I think people usually overstate how comparable they are, but I can definitely see where the comparisons come from.
Are you ready? Go.
They can both just one button their opponent, but it's a different kind of one button. Chun-Li's kind of a legitimate poking character, and it's not like Elena can't do that, but Elena kind of like is as much a counter poking character. Elena has to care more about what you're doing than Chun-Li does. Does that make sense? Chun-Li can actually play no thoughts at empty. And Elena needs to like pick specific buttons for specific ranges against specific actions that you could do. Nice.
Prepare to strike. Now.
Was that Necro's forward dash dodging a low short? Because that's pretty funny. He's airborne for both his forward and back dash during certain frames, I think. That's gonna hit. Ugh. Beautiful. The double back fierce keeps them. You can get like a cross under. I was a star at work today. Radiologist missed the diagnosis, and I called him up and told him that he missed it,
You win.
which is a ballsy play.
Now.
They're paying him like 300, 400K a year. They're not paying me that. No, I didn't. That cross-up was sneaky. I had no idea where Yum would land. What I actually did was I called the radiologist and I said, "Hey, could I get a second opinion on? I think I'm seeing something in X-ray. I just wanted your opinion on it." And then I gave him the a session number of X-ray he already reported, and then told him that based on the patient's description of the symptoms and the place where they were talking about having pain, correlated with something I was looking at, and I was wondering if he could see it too.
Heat of battle. Go for it.
It was the absolute most polite way to contradict my direct superior. It's actually an indirect superior because he was an off-site radiologist. My coworkers were laughing about it before I did it. They were like, "Don't call him and tell him how to do his job." Fire Emblem Fates, yes. I haven't forgotten. That game will actually get finished. I was thinking about doing it after this, but I don't know if I actually will. Oh. Anyway, the radiologist seemed very grateful. He was like, "You know, I think you're honest. I think that's it. I think you're right. Thank you so much," kind of thing. Oh, he thought he would chip. He thought he would chip. I presume that higher versions of the dash punch do more chip.
You win.
He did the light version.
Now.
I don't know that. They might not. I would think that the higher versions of dash punch do more damage, which would mean that they would probably do more chip.
Now.
It is in fact Elena. I feel like I had some other good stuff happen to me. I was generally useful for my coworkers. I shot generally good X-rays. Healing. He was shooting SA1 before. Maybe it's a different Elena. I wonder what Elena's stage and music were like in New Generation. I don't know if I've ever seen them.
Prepare to strike. Now.
People are very love-hate on that song and also this stage. I think the stage is very beautiful in concept, but I don't love the colors they picked. It is a little, like, obnoxious on the eyes. I just wish the grass was a slightly different color. The background is nice. It's fine. If memory serves, it's quite a narrow stage. It's so funny that stages are different lengths in this game. It might be the next narrowest after Kill stage. Nice.
You win.
It's okay. Elena kind of blends into it too, which is annoying.
Are you ready? Go.
I get that. It is like Angel Island. Eat an overhead and then reversal is such a funny thing that everyone does. I was gonna trade. I might trade too. Oh, it actually just won. Kinda nice. Whoa, he was predicting a Light of Virtue. Remember, he just whiffed a button. That was a hard read. That was a hard read too. I think we're making it a juggle there, but he didn't get it. Maybe dashing cold blue kick or something. I don't know. It's not easy in that context.
You win. Now. Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
A little bit. I feel like there are just very small changes to Remu that make him feel so much better. Imagine if SA2 juggled well.
Fighters ready. Engage.
Wake up Super. Super 1, it does work with Remy, it's not amazing. Super 2, it is kind of amazing in terms of reversals in this game. Yeah. It's kind of funny because in SF5, I think every single character except Balrog had a cross-up, right, by endgame. It just kind of quietly became a standard feature. And Balrog just didn't have one for legacy reasons. And then in SF6, I believe everyone has a cross-up. And a few characters have two of them.
Final round. Go for it.
Close Fierce EX Cold Blue Kick being a combo is nice. Right now, because he's a charge character with no motion move, you're very reliant on either button Link Super or Crutch Fierce after a parry or some such. So I wish his Crutch Fierce combos were a little bit more interesting. Crutch Fierce Flash Kick is just kind of like there. Oh, it jumped at perfect time. It was forward throw. Sorry. Neutral throw would have killed him. Neutral throw super or something like that. That works.
Now.
What?
Now. Find a new rival. Welcome to the world of
19 frames is fast enough to occasionally work. It's not fast enough to reliably work. Remy's overhead does feel oddly reactable to me. The startup feels very overheady. It's strange to say that because it actually looks nothing like an overhead. It feels like it shouldn't be an overhead by the way it hits you. Wake up EX Flash Kick. Sometimes you do it. What's the worst thing that can happen? You eat close roundhouse EX Super? I just said EX Super. SA2. Oof. He's either gonna flash kick there or he's gonna do low short there. He could have done low short flash kick. It would have hit.
now.
Before Chun-Li has meter is really your only chance to play real neutral against her. So, unfortunate that he's kind of been getting owned in neutral versus even meterless Chun-Li. And now she's got enough meter that she'll never need more. Ooh. Oh! This is still winnable. It's definitely not amazing. Oh, I love that combo. And he buffed the legs. Made it kind of obvious, though. Still winnable. Yo! 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 The universal overhead side swap into close medium kick confirmed.
Final round. Engage.
Bro got her. Oh, no super. Okay, didn't need it.
You win.
Yeah, Remy super confirms off of like 3 normals, and only one of them you'll land realistically in a match. That's a 3. I don't know.
Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
Got dizzy bar. Oh, she's done. Oh, beautiful. Hell yes. Hit her with that zoom light kick.
You win. Now. Fighters ready.
There you go. That was some nice necro play. No, back face got grabbed. He walked in. He was confident. By the time he actually down back. I didn't think I would be in time. Unfortunately, this is looking pretty grim for necro stands. Okay, you know, it's hope. I wouldn't call it good hope.
Fighters ready. Engage.
Oh, could have potentially been. Wah! 30. Ken's a dirty character. Oh man, and he got the double. It's not over, but it's damn close. Wait, it might actually be over. It's damn close. Bro really had his opponent with that low HP, and he didn't do Fireball super meaty. Shake my head.
Are you ready? Go.
Nothing to go into. There you go. Though Strong didn't even commit anything. He was just like, oh, I'll win in neutral. Keeping the meter. In fact, he's getting more by whiffing low Strong. Ken builds meter easier in this matchup, and he exploits it better. EX Fireball also a good play there.
Prepare to strike. Now.
This is very grim for our Remy hero. Universal overhead anti-air. Obviously, if Ken came down with a normal, it would have beaten it. You got that jump hard kick, stand light kick, but stand light kick I recently found out doesn't even freaking cancel or anything. The combo stand light kick super is a link. He might have been in range for it, I don't know what the max range is. Super 2 goes pretty far and has very low pushback, so typically if you can link into it by the frames, it's pretty good. That was a partition, wasn't it? Fireball, dash, low short fireball. Cute. That's the easiest place to partition, is right after you're using a charge move, because it resets your partition timer. So that was fancy, but it wasn't that fancy.
Go for it.
I think that's 0 on block. TC again. Oh, the nothing mix up. Remy really struggles to make comebacks. That was almost the start of something.
You win. Fighters ready. Engage.
Oh, another punish. He won't walk up back fierce or something? He got really close.
Are you ready? Go.
Dash in, block. Might have been dash in, parry, block. Nice. TC with no fireball. I think it raises the damage a little bit. Depends on the matchup. Oh. Ah, with the super juggle. In my head, right at that moment, I was like, if he gets the, if he could do the Kara here, he would win. But I think it was out of range.
Into the heat of battle. Go.
But then he did something that does not require Kara.
Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
Oh! Did I go? Regular DP, EX DP. That was kind of nice, though. I didn't know Ken got crossed up like that. I think when Oro does the neutral jump in the corner post parry, you stay on the same side. You don't get crossed under. Also, it seemed like he did 8 parries, which I thought Ken only needed to do 7. Sure enough. Okay, some quirkiness to Shadows in the corner that I didn't know about. Oro has to do 8. There must be a push-out thing that I didn't know about. One of the hits whiffs due to lateral range, not vertical. Nice. Oro can do that. Empty jump, EXDP on landing. Always works. 100% success rate. I never do it, but it literally always works.
Fighters ready. Engage.
Oh, anti-air block is already a grim sign. Alright, EX Fireball Super. Regular Fireball, nothing? Remy's Cherry Tap is really funny because he just falls over instantly.
Now, fighters ready. Engage.
Anti-air Roundhouse. Remold. Is that what you want me to say?
Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
We got no clue. This may be Roku. I've had people tell me that in the past. Roku, who is a strong Ken player, who does typically pick this color, but for God's sake, there's only 7 colors. You can't tell who someone is by the color they pick, even if it's Tominaga Pink Makoto.
You win. Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
I'm sleepy. I made this hell for myself, this 27 minutes of hell. Jump like kick. Interesting option. Remy, I think his jump jab has active frames until he lands or something. There's a quirk to it. I don't remember what it is. In SF2, all air light normals worked like that. Remy is kind of unfun to play, I agree.
You win. Are you ready? Go.
I stopped to shoot a text. Some characters can zone. They just zone differently. Chun-Li can zone. She's the best character in the game. Yun can zone, which is very strange to say because Yun does not appear to have a single zoning tool anywhere in his kit. And yet they find a way.
Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
Nice. The early hit. And then he comes down and hits his fastest thing. Which is, of course, Raw Super. Okay. I think he got 2 low strongs in a row. Which is typically a confirming attack.
You win. Now. Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
Ooh. I opened my daily pack in Pokemon, and I got a shiny. Ramblin, Nimble, another Nimble, Paldean Tauros, Electric Generator, and my shiny is, please be, Mantike. It's Suicune. I got shiny Suicune. Wait, Suicune's a good card. I forgot. And I think I only had one rare Suicune, the cinematic one. Now I've got the cinematic one and the shiny one. And the shiny Suicune looks good. And Mantike isn't even part of this expansion. He was the last one, so I couldn't have gotten him anyway. Alright, I probably got the best possible shiny I could have gotten. Let me see what shinies are in the set. The dogs, Tinkaton, Golden Go, the entire Palmont line, and the Sprigatito line. That's it. Yeah, of all of those, Suicune would be the best one I could get. I really like the Rainbow Art Tinkaton EX. I'm very sad that I don't have one, because it's like my favorite card art in the game. I could just trade for one. I'm sure that people have that and they don't care about it because Tinkaton's not a good card or anything. Unfortunately, I'm a little low on 2 stars. I'm willing to trade. I only have one of most 2 stars at this point. There are definitely 2 stars that I never plan on using. Like, when will I ever need the Ninetales? Or not the Ninetales, the Rapidash. Rapidash EX 2 star. EX Fireball's quite good. EX DP is generally not really better than regular DP. I feel like if EX DP was free, Kens would still use Light DP the most. EX Tatsu gets spammed, so I don't know what you're talking about for that. And Ground Tatsu doesn't really get touched at all. EX are regular. Ken uses probably about as much EX as most characters do. One of the shining parts of SA3 for Ken is that you actually still have a lot of meter to use Super, even if you use EX moves quite frequently. Because the meter's so short. You're still getting the same amount of meter, but you're losing less of it to land a Super. And you have more chance of still having EX moves available after using a Super, or more chance of having Super available after using EX moves. Dash and low fierce. I'm sure there was some divine reason. It worked, so he knew. Oh my god, what a whiff punish. He backdashed, saw the lightning legs, and was like, oh, I can super that. Jesus Christ. Maybe he was just ready to get any kind of whiff punish at all. He was expecting a throw whiff, and then he just saw lightning legs, and he's like, well, that's still a commitment. Then he cashed out. Maybe he just didn't confirm it. Maybe he was just going to backdash and super no matter what. I think he probably did react to lightning legs, and that's quite impressive. I don't know if he reacted to it in terms of like, oh, that's lightning legs, I can super that. But probably more along the lines of, oh, I can super that. Not necessarily identifying and merely identifying that Chun-Li was committing. That's a something and not a nothing, end quote. His brain. that all 6 hits of knee bash? I won't say that many good things about knee bash in Super Turbo, but I do kind of like that thing Ken can do where he like forward jumps as he finishes landing knee bash, and then gets like the jump in, like safe jump thing. I do not believe so. No, I've seen RB and he does not seem to be as good. I think they're just 2 people. Classic Chun-Li color right here. Big fan. I have to keep moving positions because I'm so sleepy. I could get too cozy here. Grabbed her. Everyone comes down parrying there. No one's ready to take that throw. Oh my god. Somebody did not appear to get the car throw there. But even if she did, I don't know if it would have been in range. With the DP. I've heard conflicting information on whether that DP builds meter. Oh, the double DP. That requires the Kara. Actually owns straight up. What an annoying thing that Ken has to deal with. His low strong confirm is quite good. Oh, okay. Alright, parry. Okay, I get it. The fact that he went for it is already pretty chad. So unfortunately he didn't get it, but, you know. Even if you're really good, that's not free. I get it more often than I don't, but I'm not like 100%. I'm probably not even 75%. Ooh. I'm probably somewhere in like the 60s, 70s. Imagine if we got that parry. I don't even know if we could have killed. With 4 parries into close run house, it might have been enough meter. I don't think so though. Maybe. Conflicting as well. Did I start an idea and then forget to finish it? Chun-Li players be like, God the parry, fierce. Whack-ass character. I was gonna say Ken players have to actually confirm low strong hitting airborne versus grounded, which is a bit of a nuisance. Like it hitting is not enough. He didn't commit. He was afraid of the cancel. But there was no cancel. He had low forward super. It's dire. The golden platter. Ken just was like, here, land it. You won't. And then she didn't. Wow. Bro is either very lucky or very lying. We'll never know. Or very skilled. It's betting, right? It's not just slots? Or is it just slots? Oh, failed DP. So Ken went under twice there. Makes the DP motion very hard to hit. I love that Chun-Li has a step kick. It's just funny that it's there. Step kicks are normally pretty good. Chun-Li's is probably one of the worst ones. Oh, super there would have been pretty strong. That was a grounded hit. Grounded hit back fierce. On 4. He couldn't turn it into anything. I have something in my eye. This is the worst feeling. I'm tempted to just go get it out. Double DP. Another full knee bash. There's nothing in particular making the knee bash a good mesh though in this game.
Are you ready? Go.
It feels like it should be the best mesh though. He's far strong as whiffing on Chun-Li. Cigarettes, lighter, chewing gum, and I hate smoking.
Are you ready? Go.
I'm so glad I never did cigarettes. I can't believe smoking ever got popular. I can't believe some of the shit people would say about it. Like, oh, your airways are really bad. You should pick up smoking. Help clear them. Shit like that. Did they hear themselves back then? Were we just that much in Corpo's pocket as a nation? I can't believe we almost kicked the cigarette habit. And then it's just like, oh, what about vape?
Prepare to strike. Now.
Even do every other mash show can lead into a combo? There are not that many mash shows that lead to combos. Off the top of my head, there's Hugo's neutral throw in the corner. Is there even another one? Remy's neutral throw into EX mirror versus twins is a thing. Not good, but it exists. Wow. Ken went all out there. That was EX Tatsu would have hit her in the back.
Now.
Oh, EX bird kick just straight up got beaten. That has some invincibility, but not enough to last until the hit. So you just get really hilarious scenarios like that one. Cool punish. Failed close roundhouse, he got far roundhouse. That shit's notoriously unreliable. Oh yeah. Back turn, back hard punch, link car SA2 or whatever. I think the SA2 link always works, but the grab can fall out if you don't car it.
Now.
That's a very cursed sequence. It doesn't even do good damage. I was gonna say, imagine they'd strike with no scaling on supers. And then I remembered Aura's 5-stone Tegu, which would actually just straight up kill you if it didn't inflict scaling. Street Fighter V was very recent to put stuff in front of the characters. At like ankle level. That was the beach stage. Do you remember that? Double DP? Oh, it was in the corner. It was free. He didn't even need the car and he still dropped it. It's never free because the window's kind of small.
Are you ready?
But it's not very hard. This Ken plays really good, and he's quite entertaining in the way he plays, so I'm okay with him completely wrecking everyone here. I think the damage increase of that is not particularly valuable, versus just double light DP. The red! Bro said no. That's a very low risk, high reward red. It's worth going for anytime.
You win. Now. Are you ready? Go.
Street Fighter V stages were generally pretty good, but there were a couple of just terrible ones. Everyone hated the beach, everyone hated the plane. Then they added the dark mode training stage, and everyone was like, this is what I've been waiting for all my life. Everyone was like, training stage could not be better, it is perfect. And then they added dark mode training stage, and everyone was like, oh my god, at last I see. Thank you, O Lord.
to the heat of battle. Go for it.
Oh, good confirm. He reacted to that quick. That was an early cancel. But still within their realm of reaction. Ooh, that was a punish on the air normal, I think. No. Why can he not get it? Plus, roundhouse is faster, isn't it? And I think it also does more damage. It's a little harder, though. Oh, he didn't have meter. Chun-Li's punish there is very cursed, actually. I believe it's staying strong into heavy spinning mirror kick, right? You like fully charge down during the super, and then you do neutral strong, and then up plus hard kick. I think that's it. It might be back fierce into heavy break kick. I don't remember. I don't remember if that works. I think it stands strong. I think there's nothing wrong with training stage. That's the hill I'll die on.
Are you ready? Go.
I think there's something very relatable about playing a game online and wanting as few distractions as possible. That was not even a red parry. Just not even having to think about the stage seems fine. I understand why someone would do that.
Final round. Engage.
That's a nice super. Ooh, that time EX Bird beat Close Strong. It was not even a reversal EX Bird, which maybe helped it actually. Funny thought. Nice. Oh, that was a super confirm too. He dropped it. You just confirm super off of that hit. It's such a weird thing to do. You think that Chun-Li players actually using it on purpose would just not be thinking about anything else. Except the super confirm.
Prepare to strike. Now.
Looking at those two posts back to back is pretty funny. I will add a third opinion. Shading stage is fine if someone picks it, and fine if someone doesn't pick it. Now we've got the full spectrum. I guess we could have a fourth person come in and say training stage should not even be in the game. Fighting games shouldn't have stages. That would be a fifth person. Or maybe just a more extreme version of the fourth person. Pretty solid round. Chun-Li's got a lot of meter. Will the streak break through here? Or will he get 20? That jump in after the super was kind of sloppy. Okay, a very unreasonable opinion about training stage. Let me think. Fighting games that already have a training stage in it should take them out. Is that unreasonable? They should patch the game to remove training stage. And send cease and desist to anyone who's uploaded footage featuring training stage. Cherry tap. No, he hit her again.
Final round. Go.
Good whiff punish, holy shit. Yep, that would confirm. It would have been nice. Ked is occasionally in range of low forward and not blocking low forward. Every now and then. Ooh, 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 ooh. I'm sorry. I would have beaten that too. I would have beaten that exact parry.
You win.
Yo, it's just Ken Chun-Li. That's what we got now. No training stage in this game, by the way. As we know, Third Strike is the best fighting game of all time, in all ways. There you go, anything it does. Oh. Should be copied.
Are you ready?
Shoutouts to Mortal Kombat X, which gave us a training stage. They gave us a version of every stage in the game, but in training mode. So you just had all the same interactables as a random other stage. The wife and kids, they do not exist. My day was good. Work kind of flew by. Mostly because I was doing inpatient stuff, which is, it ended up being about 1 hour of x-rays for my first 4 hours of shift, and then 3 hours sitting in the chair on my phone. So it's pretty easy. I got a raise recently. If you guys want the hard details, I make about 45 an hour. That number goes up whenever I'm working graves, though. Quite a lot, too. $15. It's enough for me to get by. I don't need to be rich. Oh no, that was a punish. What a parry, what a punish. Kia Punisho. It's pretty good. There are people who make more, there are people who make less. Bro went for parry again. I respect that. If I'm at like over half HP and Chun-Li does a block super on me, I go for the parry. I'm real like that. Ugh, that's supposed to be a DP for sure. He was actually unsafe on that fireball, I'm pretty sure. Animation on that looked super whack of that air-to-air or anti-air trade. Chun-Li traded like a close medium kick with a cross-up medium kick. And got recoiled towards Ken. That was a pretty bad neutral jump hard kick, but it didn't get punished. That's true. Oh, he felt the hitter. This could go either way. If Chun-Li has a good mix-up right here. Oh, yeah, sure enough. Good old low forward. Ken was anticipating who knows what. Car throw. Meaty universal overhead that you can't see because the screen's scrolled upward. Oh, it's my time. I'm gonna sleep. I'm too tired. Pokemon Gen 1, that seems up my alley. Link it to me. But like, you know. Oh, is it Smith Plays Pokemon's one? Like Yellow Legacy? Because I already beat that. If it's Yellow Legacy, I'm sorry, you were too slow. Anyway, bye.